Yeah, I walked through a ton of this forest and I never really came across any settlements which were worth mentioning. Okay, so this is where I'm going to build. This little bit of lime makes it worth building here. And I don't have to move any logs to clear this land, which is always good. I don't want to deal with timber rattlers as much as possible. So yeah, there's a benefit of wandering around. I was teleported into the wild over here. I walked over here and found this little lime spot, water, grass, pretty cool. But over here I found a slightly better spot. Grass isn't as close, but still walking distance. Shouldn't take too long to reach there actually. If we walk there, maybe it's a minute? Maybe 30 seconds, I'm not sure. Let's test it. Just, these trees. Once you're high enough level and you can actually remove tree stumps, you might actually want to make a path on your common places you walk to. Let's eat this berries on a straw. See, berries on a straw does restore your bowels slightly better by 4.7, but they're generally not. You can't really make them without enough grassland. So let's just eat this mushroom. Okay, so it takes about 30 seconds, about that, to reach this grassland. And as you can see, autumn grass is spawning, so that's perfect. And the berries haven't been picked. These are signs which you look for to see if people have set up nearby, if there's leaves on the trees, if the berries have been picked, if these things have been picked, the acorns and stuff. I did hear that the acorns were buffed. Did they actually change? Let's find out. Let's pick these acorns. Do they do anything? Okay, I just filled my inventory with acorns, and I don't need them. Okay, I'm gonna just put them back in there. There we go. So as you can see, just someone hanging around here would actually create signs of human life. But I don't think I see any signs. I don't think anyone's set up here. More smooth stones. So as you can see, the main time-consuming part of this game is just waiting for these to raise up. That's why it's worth getting things like literacy and then all the way up to Aristotelian logic. But then, of course, by the time you get that, the skills you're trying to raise are in the thousands, which can be a bit of a pain. Okay, so I am gonna set up here, and the last thing I'm waiting for is for my frontier and wilderness to fill up, and then I have to fill these up one more time to get Lore of the Lumberwoods. This is the last thing I have to raise, yeah, then I'll get Lore of the Lumberwoods. So this is usually when I would port back to Boston and sit inside a building or something and AFK, so I'm just gonna wait here until this raises up, and I'm gonna cut this out. I'm gonna cut this out because I can't fill this time anymore with anything, so I'm just gonna wait for this to fill up and I'll cut back to it. Alright, be right back. Okay, would you look at that? We've finally hit our targets here, and now we can learn Lore of the Lumberwoods. Perfect. And that should unlock... what does that unlock? Wait, does that unlock our ability to build a lean-to? I don't think so. No, it doesn't. What we need now is hiking. And hiking, I think it's hiking, should allow us to get our lean-to built up. As you can see, we've already got the ability to reach it. And all I have to do is study these smooth stones, which I have a bunch of them all set up here. And that almost hits our target, hunting and gathering. I don't really want to waste a smooth stone on that. So let's go get another straight chestnut, which I actually don't have on me, but I'm sure there's plenty around here for us to collect. Now, one other thing that I have collected, as you can see, I've got a piece of flint and a branch. Now, what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to craft it into my first axe, because that's what we need to do, because to build a lean-to we're going to need to chop some wood, And to do that, we're going to need an axe. So we got an axe there, and so it doesn't take up our inventory space, let's equip it there. Okay, now let's go find a stray chest. There's one right there, just south of us. And there's also another smooth stone, which is always good. Keep it as a backup in case we need to study some more things. At this point of the game, you just pick up everything. After you've actually set up in the forest, all this stuff would just be way too much for you to hold on to, even with a backpack. It's way too much. So there we go, we got a smooth... I think this adds to hunting and gathering? It does. So this will allow us to reach hiking. There we go. Now we just gotta wait for that to fill up. By the way, the wait just now was only about 10 minutes, so honestly speaking, it doesn't take that long to get these things done. And I was unusually lucky with finding a spot to build, and I didn't spend much time exploring. If you actually do spend time exploring, one of the best ways to learn this game is to just walk west and get completely lost. And you don't have to worry about that, because if you want to port back to Boston and start all over again, all you have to do is build a lean-to and make it your homestead, and that just takes, well, once you get hiking, 2 bundles of hay and then some wood. And wood you can chop from anything like these fallen logs and stuff. You don't actually have to cut down trees and stuff, which is a game change I think is quite important. Now, it shouldn't take too long to reach hiking, because I just need 700 frontier and wilderness. So I estimate maybe 2 minutes, maybe? You guys can time me. I don't think I'll cut this out, because it won't be too long. And I think I will end the video, or end this chapter, after I build my lean-to, because I'm getting tired. I've already crossed an hour of recording, and it's pretty tiring talking for that long. Especially with no script or content prepared. You try it. Actually, you should try it. Igor and I are basically the only ones who are making videos on Salem right now. You can give it a shot. But don't do what we already do. Be creative with it. Do stuff that we don't do. There's no point doing stuff we've already done. There's plenty more Salem to cover. Even some Let's Plays. If you're good with that, just go ahead and try it. Now, we just have to wait for this to fill up, so there's not too much we can explore. Well, let's go grab some more inspirationals while we're waiting around. Maybe a mushroom or 2. Let's eat these berries. There's another smooth stone. So doing stuff like this really does help in the long run, because you never know how much you need. Like, after I got Lord of the Lumberwoods, I didn't realize I needed smooth stones, but luckily I had 3 on me. So, there we go. That's another one. Let's keep this organized. Okay. And while we're here, let's grab another waxing toadstool. Just over here. Now, I can't stress the importance of getting the Ender client, because things are just way too difficult to see. Okay, let's say these blackberries. Right? That's the blackberries. This is one of the clearest things you can see on the ground. I mean, besides a smooth stone or something. That's like the blackberries. It's really small. It's not like a bush or anything. And if you zoom all the way out, there's almost no chance you'll see it, because it's just covered by the tree. And, some people are still arguing that using the Ender's client is cheating, but all it does is let you see what's already there. I mean, your character still needs to gain proficiencies and skills to make this stuff show up on the map. It doesn't actually put things there for you. And it just makes it easier to click, because, sometimes when you're trying to click things on the ground, it's just too difficult to click. Okay, it shouldn't be long now. Sometimes what I notice with these proficiency bars is that while it's leveling up, it can do a sudden jump. Like, it'll be about here or so, and then suddenly it'll be full. I'm not sure if that's actually a visual glitch, or it's the actual proficiency glitching and it's learning too fast. Not too sure about that. But it should be maybe at most a minute from now. I'm just waiting. But after you get hiking like this, I would recommend you work straight towards swimming, but I don't know where swimming is. Might need fishing, I'm not sure. Maybe hiking will unlock it. Hiking might unlock it. Because once you get swimming, all these rivers, see this deep water? You can't cross it without swimming. So let's say you just want to go from here to over here. You'd have to walk all the way down this way, and I know this goes shallow, and then you have to cross there, and then there's a little opening so you can cross there, and then you can't cross anywhere down here. You could get to here, but then you have to go south along this river and then try and cross over there. Oh, nope, we got hiking. And that does unlock swimming, so this is the thing you want to get next. Can I work towards that now? I can. Let's start studying some smooth stones and throw in that chestnut. Okay, so I'm getting swimming next because that's like the most important thing. But now that we've got hiking, let's see if the wiki is correct. Can we now build a lean-to? We can now build a lean-to now. So basically you just need to find a flat-ish spot. I found this spot where the difference between lowest and highest is 1, which should be okay. So when you want to build things, if you want to straighten it, hold down Shift and use the mouse wheel. That will snap it a bit. And also, as you can see, when it follows the grid, it doesn't really get in the center of this. You can hold Control to free it up. And let's see if we can actually build this on here without terraforming any of the land. Yes, we can. Perfect. So we can dump in the 2 hay. I'm Shift using the mouse wheel here, and let's build that in... Ooh, I almost knocked myself out from doing that. Let's eat these berries. Okay. Because I'm studying, and placing signs of buildings posts will drain your black bile. I'm not sure if you can actually knock yourself out by placing a signpost. Maybe it just won't let you. But never mind. So okay, so we've built that in. And now we have an axe equipped, so we just have to chop 10 blocks. So let's go ahead and do that. It takes a little bit. And that's 8, 9... to make it easier, let's just eat these blackberry. So we just have to fill our inventory with wood blocks. I hate it when this happens, when I'm trying to move stuff around my inventory and then the window gets stuck to my mouse. Okay, here we go. Just a few more. One more. Here we go. Watch the percentage. Because if you over chop and then you have an extra one lying around, and it's just a waste of wood. So this is, wait, yeah, okay. I'm not sure how much wood is in one of these things. I know there's 10 wood in one of those things over there. There might be 20 in these fallen tree trunks, I guess. Okay, now let's build this up. Shift mouse wheel to shift it all in. Build. And here is the start of our new home. And there we go. And all you have to do is right click, make it your homestead, and this is the new one. The old homestead, the lean-to is still there. Where was it? It was over here. The lean-to is still there, but there's no, you won't see this piece of paper on it. See that piece of paper? That's kind of your claim, like I'm living here. And once you do that, when you're near your lean-to, you can travel back to Boston. And you're in the city. And of course, you can travel back to your home, no problem. So this is the first part of the game on how you're gonna claim your land. This isn't claimed, someone can still come along and destroy this, or build their own claimstone and claim things around here, which is never good. But so basically, after this, the next big step is to work towards getting a claimstone, which to do that, you'll have to get like self-defense, start killing some crickets, start killing some rabbits and stuff, getting some skills that will earn you some money, and hopefully find a few Indian feathers and arrowheads to sell. But that's basically the end of the first stage of Salem. This is how you play the game. I think this took me about an hour, maybe just over an hour. I did AFK for like 10 minutes to wait for these skills to go up. So it doesn't actually take that long to get started. So this is a new base of operations. If you're going to take a break and log out, make sure you're on this side where your homestead is. Because if someone comes along and destroys this and you're in Boston, you can't port back, you've lost your home, and you can't use the free teleport anymore. You're going to have to pay them, which is not good news. Alright, that's the end of this chapter. I'll see you in the next video.